here after the first round of Region 6A tournament victory with Coach Rochester after the game. Coach defeated Richland tonight 67-40. Come out early, got up 16-1 after one, kind of kept the pace up pretty good through the first half, and then the second half we just kind of continued on with the momentum. Kind of talk us through what we expected coming into the night and how well the kids executed the game plan that we had coming into this first round tournament action.
Well, Richland came in as the 4th seed from across the district, and they were 14-15. And they graduated. They were young. They're playing a lot of sophomores. But watching them on film, Lucas and myself, we were scared to death because they played so hard. They weren't necessarily great scorers or anything like that, but they're really fundamental and they play so hard. And we were worried about matching their intensity minute for minute. We told the kids that they're going to play as hard as they can from the time it's tipped to the time the final buzzer plays. And so we really, really stressed just playing with a lot of intensity and executing what we wanted to do in our game plan. And I thought our kids responded. I think that's probably one of the best examples of us executing a game plan that we've had all year. We really stressed that not coming down out of their press and firing up a quick shot, that it had to be a wide open shot because we didn't want to settle for a good shot against them because we felt like we could get great shots. I thought we did that. And as you touched on, we were scared to death about them hitting offensive glass, and we out-rebounded them. I think it was something like 35-21, and we had 12 or 13 offensive rebounds. I think they had 3 or 4. And so everything that we really, really focused on yesterday and today in the walkthrough, I thought our kids did a great job of executing. And so, I'm just really proud of the way these guys have responded. We talked about before the game as a coaching staff. In years past, I've always felt like we had to carry these kids. And I said, but this year, they carry us. I mean, we kind of tell them, hey, guys, this is what we need to do. This is what we've worked on. And they just take it and they run with it. So I thought tonight was another great example of that.
Managed to get up early, as we said, and then the kids really carried the fight through the second quarter, early into the third quarter, got that nice, comfortable lead. Managed to rest some kids, some starters, some guys that play key minutes, managed to get them on the bench. I know Adam's still a little tender with his ankle that he rolled against Collinwood. With this compressed schedule now with the weather, how big was that getting those guys some extra minutes on the bench tonight to get ready for tomorrow night?
Oh man, it's huge. We were worried about having to turn around and play back to back to back, and we kind of felt like that may actually in a way play in our favor because we can play 9, 10, 11, 12 kids if we need to. And but when Adam went down Saturday night, he's a big key to what we try to do on the offensive and defensive end. So we've got a lot of good players around him, but we're definitely better if Adam's at 100%. And so being able to rest him tonight, we tried to limit him as much as we could. And then I think we got him out with about 5 or 6 minutes left to go in the third. And we had every intentions of getting him back in the game. They know that whenever they come out, they need to tap myself or one of the other coaches and say, hey, we're ready to go. And Adam pulled on my shirt and said, Coach, I'm ready. And I looked at the scoreboard and was like, Adam, there's no sense. And, if they cut it to a certain deficit, then we're definitely going back with you. But having this quick turnaround and you on a bad wheel, let's just hold you out and see what happens. And he's like, he completely understood that. And Miles, he just played his 25th basketball game and had already played 11 football games and practiced both all year. And so his leg is getting a little fatigued and a little tired. And he tweaked his knee, but he says it's okay. And so it was crucial to be able to rest him as well tonight. And so hopefully as we go in tomorrow night, we'll be a little fresher. Nobody is completely fresh at this point in the year. That's just the nature of the season. But hopefully we'll have a little bit more legs and be able to go out and play with a lot of energy. We got a tall task tomorrow night trying to play Mount Pleasant in their gym. As anybody that was up there last night saw, they definitely have a home court advantage in their gym.
Absolutely. Set that up tomorrow night. We will tip off at around 7 o'clock. Of course, when you get games lined up like that, 4 games in a night, some tend to go long. So they will follow up the Lady Mustangs as they play at 5:30. And as you said, a tall task against Mount Pleasant, a really athletic bunch. They defeated Summertown tonight, I think, by 12 from what we saw. I'm sure you've got to see some tape on them, but kind of give us just a quick kind of preview of what you expect tonight from Mount Pleasant.
We're actually headed to watch game film on them. We've watched a little bit, but we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. I know Coach Simbeck's watched them and has some thoughts and ideas on what we need to do against them. And Lucas and myself, we're about to go sit down. And we have seen them because we got film on them against Richland, but we were focusing more on Richland. We definitely didn't want to take anything for granted tonight. And so, they're extremely athletic. They got a 15, I think Woodson. Might be the best player in the region. I don't know. I mean, the Carey twins from Columbia Academy are really good. I'd take Luke Scott. I think we've got 3 or 4 guys that are really good as well. But Woodson's just a phenomenal athlete. He's only about 5'11", 6 foot. We've seen him in person and seen him in film just tear the rim off on a couple of different dunks. And so they definitely bring a new challenge to us. Because of their athleticism, hopefully by being able to play teams like Marshall County, Giles County, and Lawrence County, Spring Hill, we'll be a little bit better prepared for that. They're not as deep as maybe some of the other teams. They really want to play 5, 6 kids. They've got a kid back, Kenorius Smith, that was injured against Loretta in the football game, and he just is returning from an ACL injury. And so I know that even though he's not 100%, that's going to give him a huge boost. So we'll have our hands full with Mount Pleasant, but this bunch of guys they've been up to every task we've thrown at them. We didn't run the table this year. We didn't go undefeated, and we lost to some teams that maybe we shouldn't have lost to. But I felt like this team, the bigger the game, the better they've played. Whereas sometimes you have teams that do the other, and so I look for our kids to be rested. I look for them to play with confidence, and I look for there to be a great game tomorrow night between Mount Pleasant and Loretta, and then to turn around between Collinwood and CA. At this point, I think all 4 teams in our region could very well be state tournament teams. So you just got to take care of business tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and take care of business. We hope the Mustangs and Coach Roach and his staff does tomorrow night. It's going to be a little tougher playing at Mount Pleasant's home court, even though we are the higher seed. The region now shifts to Mount Pleasant. All games will be played there. As we said, Lady Mustangs will play at 5:30. Mustangs will follow. Lady Mustangs will play Santa Fe tomorrow night. Mustangs will play Mount Pleasant.
Play Clifton,
rather. I had Santa Fe on my mind right there. Everything runs together at this time of year. So, absolutely. If you can't join us tomorrow night at Mount Pleasant, catch all the action on MustangsTV.com. We want to wish Coach Roach and the guys get a little rest tonight, get some film study in, and tune in tomorrow night. Watch the Mustangs try to move on to the regional final tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Mount Pleasant High School. Coach, thanks for your time.
Hey, guys, appreciate it. And as I've said a lot of times at this point, we really appreciate what you guys do. But we really would like everybody to come out. And like I said, the girls play first, the guys play second. So there's no excuse not to come out and root both teams on as we play to make it to the sub-state. Girls for the 4th or 5th time in 5 or 6 years, and the boys for the first time and who knows when. So we sure would appreciate everybody coming out tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach. Come help fight that home court advantage that Mount Pleasant will have tomorrow night. Cheer on these Mustangs and try to make our way into the regional final.